Take two. So I think this belt was actually too loose. I can't get it any tighter because it's at the end of the adjustment. I physically can't adjust it any tighter. I need a newer belt because as belts get older, they're going to expand. But as soon as I put any tension on it, the belt goes. So I think it's just a matter of too loose. Well, that didn't go as planned. There was a few problems I noticed pretty quickly. You guys probably noticed them too. The first problem, most obvious, is the conveyor belt kept getting stopped and stuck. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. I think this belt is probably too loose. This is probably the original belt. I bought this conveyor for my father, actually gave it to me for free, which is very nice of him. He paid $50 for this at a yard sale. And I have no idea how old this conveyor is. It could be 20 years old, 30, 40 years, I don't know. But I'm going to say it's at least 20 to 25 years old, probably older. So this belt could be that age, and it probably is. And as belts get older, they stretch out. And, you know, I'm at the end of the adjustment. The guy that built this, or girl, I'm assuming it's a guy, but I could be wrong, could be a woman. When they made it, they, you know, made an adjustment system so you can adjust it several inches to tighten the belt up. And I'm at the end of that adjustment, so I can't physically make it any tighter. So I think that's the first problem, is the belt isn't tight enough. And the second problem is it kept shifting. The belt kept shifting to the side on the roller so that it was rubbing against the steel trough on the side. And it was actually the opposite sides on the top and bottom because there's a roller on top and one on the bottom. And I think part of the reason for that could be it's tracking wrong because it's not level. I'm not an expert on these conveyors by any means, but I've kind of done a little research, and it looks like if you don't have the side to side pretty level, that it could throw off the track and make it not go evenly on the track. Another problem is, obviously, you know, can't do much about this at this time, but the conveyor is kind of short. It's only 8 feet long. I think 12 to 16 foot would be a better length for different loading applications and uses. So another problem is the trough from the bottom isn't very wide. So you gotta, you know, you almost gotta place your wood on there by hand. I could foresee me loading onto this with a super splitter, and it's not gonna work very well. You're gonna have to, instead of it kind of being automatic, you know, you gotta push through splitters, so the wood should push right onto the conveyor and go off into whatever you're dumping into or onto. But I'm gonna have to physically place all the pieces of wood on the track like you saw me doing in this video, and that's going to be really slow going and not efficient. And the last problem is it doesn't spin fast enough, in my opinion. I think it should be probably 50% faster than it is. Otherwise, I think it's not going to keep up to the super split and the rounds and pieces getting pushed through. So, you know, kind of at a crossroads. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I think what I'm going to do is alter this, you know, probably not anytime real soon, but down the road, maybe in the next few months, I'd like to customize this to be longer. So I'll probably expand it to at least 12 feet. I'm going to convert it to a chain drive instead of a belt, because I think chains are going to be easier to use, less problem-free, probably cheaper to maintain, more rugged. I just think the belts in general aren't really, you know, the best from things I've read online. It looks like most people prefer chains. And most commercial conveyors have chain drive systems instead of belts. So I'm going to make it longer, convert it to a chain in some manner. I'm going to try to speed it up, whether it be a bigger, different motor or a different pulley, or however I need to do it. I'm going to figure out a way to try to speed this up quite a bit, maybe up to 50% faster than it currently is. So I'd like to make the trough wider, which is probably going to be the last thing I'll do. That way it'll be about the same width as the out table on my splitter, so all the wood will push right onto it and kind of go up automatically, whereas, you know, now I kind of got to place on one by one, and that's not very efficient. So I would say today's video was kind of a bust. I'm sorry, didn't go like I was hoping. I was hoping it was going to be more impressive, but Before today, the only time I've really tried it was just to plug it in and see if it works. What you guys saw in the original video when I first showed it. So today was its first test run, and it wasn't what I was hoping for. Certainly not up to my expectations, I guess you could say. So I'm going to be doing a lot more work in this in the future. You probably won't see it again until it's done. I'm not sure if I'll film the parts of me making the alterations. Maybe I will, or maybe I'll just wait and then do a big reveal when it's done. Let me know what you'd rather see. Would you rather see all the actual work I do to it and how I do it? Or would you rather just see the end product once it's done and in action, moving firewood up the conveyor? See you guys next time.